All right, everyone. How about a little Is This You? How about I do a little purebred energy reading profiling for you? Now, again, I'm going to say this. There's no astrology here. It's all signs, whatever. I'm just energy reading. All right, these are fun readings for me to do, and I hope they're informative for you, whether I'm talking about you or not. There's always good advice here from the universe. I'm going to do a little profile. All right, I'm going to talk about, I got it right here in my pre-shuffle, and look, it's the Ace of Swords, the most common card we're going to see for the next 18 months, as I said in my node shift reading. It keeps coming up. I can't get rid of it. I've got a profile of a person right here. I asked the universe, give me who am I talking to? Give me a big chunk of whoever's going to be viewing here, and I'll tell you a little bit about that person right here, and if it describes you, well, stick around. If it doesn't, stick around too. You know, we pull a row of general energy and then a row of advice and then future influence. Who knows? It could be you in the future. You don't know. Everything that's ever happened or ever will happen has already happened and is happening all at once right now on the timeline that you're sitting on. All right? All right. This is a general reading. Not really, because I'm actually energy reading here, but I have to say that for legal reasons. It's a general reading. It may or may not resonate with you, but if the title brought you in here or you found Steve's Love Tarot, you found it for a reason. This reading is timeless, and if this isn't you, there's a whole playlist of these. We just started. I think this is like the 4th one or something. Okay? Every one of these is going to be different. I'm profiling here. I'm doing what I do best. I like this. This is fun. Okay. Fresh off an orange, he says. My oranges fuel me up. They're my energy reading food, my secret weapon, if you will. Okay, you're someone who's Ace of Swords. Right here we begin. I'm going to describe the profile. And it's probably going to be a lot of you, but it's what it is. You're someone who's thinking they're going to move on. They have an epiphany. I'm moving on from my deep soul twin flame connection. I'm getting on with my life. I'm doing what I'm going to do. I'm done. I'm out. You might be one of them people that's tweeting me all the time that you're done, you're out. And I say all the time because it's usually someone who tweets me like 9 times over the course of 3 or 4 months that they're done, they're out, kind of a thing. Well, anyway, I believe you. With the Ace of Swords here, yeah, you might be. Either way, you're thinking, this is too choppy for me, Steve. I'm moving on to calm waters. Okay, I'm going to do some work on myself, my life, everything. 8 of Pentacles, 6 of Swords. I'm going to do some work on myself, my life, all that kind of stuff. There's a card sticking here too. Yep, that's you done. I didn't even know that was there. I didn't see it. It's the Queen of Swords. Yep, you cut it out. I'm done. You're cutting things out that no longer suit you. You're moving on to calmer waters, and it is final. It's done, Steve. It's done, done, done. Really? In the back of your mind, in the bottom pits of your soul, in your subconscious, you're still waiting for this person because there's disappointment. You're still hoping, at the very least, that someone comes to their damn senses and a cycle ends and a new cycle begins. But this also tells me that while you're working on yourself, while you're disappointed in what happens, you're allowing the new cycle to continue. So that's good. That's good. But you're still waiting. And you are, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with it, actually. There's nothing wrong with that. Because for a lot of you, that person's coming in, but also for a lot of you, you learned a lot from this particular soulmate cycle that you've been in, this person who ran from you that you've been waiting on. And this girl here, she's been hurt surfing in the past, and she knows, you know, gotta wait till the water's just right. You know, it is that kind of thing. So anyway, you've decided to move on. You're cutting things out. You're taking care of business on your side right here, but there's still some disappointment left of something that never happened. A new cycle is beginning for you. The whole new world is awaiting you, and you're hoping that there's some happiness here with it. You are finding some balance. You're doing really well. The card that concerns me here is the 4 of Cups. That's all. That's the only card that concerns me that isn't normal there. It's fine. And I'll tell you, it's probably going to show up in the advice, but let's pull some readings anyway. Let's see where we go. Let's pull the general energy around that pre-shuffle. All right, so you're done. We'll just take it from you're done. You're out. Okay? You're moving on. Now, the advice I usually give in that respect is, well, there is, you know, you learn something from it. Leave the door open. A lot of these soulmates are turning around and coming back, especially with the energies around January and February. If they come right, they come right. But you definitely are doing the right thing. That Ace of Swords is spot on. Well, let's see what the universe has to say. Give me the general energy around that profile in the pre-shuffle. What's the general energy around that energy there? Well, bottom of the deck for the general energy is the Three of Wands. It's a double energy, like I told you in the pre-shuffle. You're both waiting for the ship that's way off in the distance to come in still a little bit. And you're looking out on the new horizons, okay? I'm going to tell you right now, and I'll get to it before even the advice. It's okay. Go ahead and look at that ship, but know why you're doing it. Just acknowledge that you're doing it. And it's fine. Tell you, you know, there's no need to broadcast that you're out or anything like that. It's, you know, it's fine. The world, the energy around it, we got repeat energy from the pre-shuffle. It's just coming back. It's just coming back, and I did a good shuffle. Came back in a new order, though. This time it's interesting. Queen of Swords and the World. I said that this Four of Cups was a disappointment. While you're working on yourself, okay, Eight of Pentacles, focusing on your life, it's crossing the Four of Cups. The Four of Cups being the baseline energy here. This is the affecting energy. So I'm I'm working on myself, but there's a lot of disappointment here. Okay, you have to acknowledge that. You have to acknowledge the disappointment. Now, this is the interesting part as well. Queen of Swords bookending the World. It's sort of like, it's a bit of a red flag. I'm drawn to the red flag here. Okay, it's a little like if you're out, you're out. Stop saying you're out if you're not out, because what you're doing by doing that is you're putting a deceptive energy out to the universe. This is the Queen of Truth right here. Don't put a deceptive energy, even a pinch. I always tell you, 1 drop of Windex will ruin 5 quarts of the most perfect chili you ever made. 1 drop of Windex in there. Don't even have to mix it. And you serve up the bowl, and that, I'll tell you, that ammonia in there, it'll go all through that chili, and Gordon Ramsay will call you a donkey in 5 seconds and throw the chili in your face. But negative energy is very powerful. Acknowledge that you're disappointed, and the world will turn a lot easier for you. Your life will start to change and new energies will start to come in. All you got to do is acknowledge it. Don't try to deny it. Don't try to look away from it. Don't get confused by it when that feeling comes in of, God, I'm done, but why do I keep thinking about this person? Because if you do that, you become the person on the other side, because that's what they're doing. They're trying to look away. They spent the whole year I've been out here on YouTube looking away at something that they actually wanted. It's just the moment they acknowledge it, well, everything changes, and that's kind of where we're at now. A lot of that Ace of Swords acknowledgement. Let's get some advice here. Let's see. I can't wait to see the future influence on this. I've pretty much already given you the advice, but maybe the universe has something else to add here, because there's something jamming up this world from actually a cycle ending and a new cycle beginning, and it's all around this Four of Cups. So perhaps this row is a clarifier on the Four of Cups. That's probably what I'm thinking energy-wise. Let's see. What you got to say, universe? Tell me about some advice energy. All right, what's up here? Okay. King of Cups. Oh, let me lay these back out so it makes sense. These aren't clarifiers, but the positioning of the cards does matter. King of Cups, 5 of Cups. Look, you know, 4 cups to 5 cups. A 7 of Wands. And the 5 of Swords. Yeah, the advice is this, and a lot of this is just energy off of the 4 of Cups in a lot of ways, but it's not really. Again, the positions matter here, okay? They really do, okay? The King of Cups, this lack of acknowledgement, a lot of times the King of Cups, he holds the Ace of Cups, but he's very stingy with it because he just won't admit that he cares about something. He won't admit that whatever. You can't force something to go away. Okay, you can't just force something to go away by saying, I'm out. You're not out. You had a soul recognition with something on a very powerful level. Okay? Acknowledge that. What's happening here with this 4 of Cups is it's leading to 5 Cups. It's leading to a lot of regret and sadness. But the thing with the 5 of Cups, it's like the stages of grief, right? One of the stages is denial. Another one, which is kind of what this person's doing, but that leads to things like anger, and things like that. Then you get mad that the person died. You get angry. How dare you? We didn't get a chance to, all that kind of stuff. All of that is right here, and it all is encompassed in an eggshell of regret, all right? Of I'm not really out. So what's happening here is there's a defensiveness there's an almost resting bitch face sort of thing going on with I'm taking care of myself and I'm doing my own thing. But in the background, this resentment or this regret is building. And it builds and it builds. It's like I always tell you, you can't carpet sweep things. If you even put if there's even one little speck of dust you put under that carpet, it will attract other dust to it and it will snowball. It'll dust ball itself into a big ball. That's because negative energy feeds itself. So while your intentions are true, right? I'm out. I'm done with this. Okay? I'm only watching your readings, Steve, because you're entertaining. I am done and that's it. Or for the advice or whatever. It's deceptive because that's not really true. Because in the back of your mind, way, 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 way down, bottom pits of your soul and your subconscious in your mind, every time I say that person's turning around and coming back, your little spark of hope lights up. And you're back in whether you want to admit it or not. And that festers. All right? That causes all your building on this side to be a little bit defensive. There's a lot of meanings to the Seven of Wands. Okay? The Seven of Wands can mean standing up and doing what's right for you. Those Seven of Wands can mean defensiveness. It can mean having the high ground and all of that. This is a defensive energy. It's a block. It's a card of blocking. You're blocking your own success a little bit. I'm not telling you that it's bad that you still have that little spark in there. I already know you're going to. That person's going to be there for the rest of your life. Especially if they never come in, you're always going to wonder what would have happened somewhere. Just acknowledge that. Acknowledgement is the key. All right? Once you acknowledge something, it loses all of its power. It's a bit like if somebody, I'll give you an example. If somebody has some dirt on you, right? Whatever it is, it doesn't matter. If they're holding something over your head, like the sword of Damocles hanging by a hair, right? They got some nudie pictures of you or something like that. We'll do it Steve style, right? The way to diffuse that and take their power away is for you to release the pictures. For you to go out there and just, so it's no big deal. They have no more power. We'll go ahead and release them. I already put them up. Dumbass. It's like that kind of a thing. You get ahead of it by acknowledging that you are disappointed. Acknowledge every feeling you have about this soul connection so that it doesn't fester and get worse. 4 cups to 5 cups. It's getting worse. And the 5 cups, by the way, tells me that there's exactly what I said about watching the readings and everything. Every time somebody says, me or anybody says, well, it looks like they're turning around for most of you, you hope that you're in the most of you because there's 2 cups still standing here. All right, so just acknowledge it because you're getting in your own way. You're slowing this world down and it's self-sabotage. The King of Cups and the 5 of Swords are bookending each other. They're basically that. Okay, it's self-sabotage. This behavior, you're behaving much the way, in a different way, more towards yourself, but you're behaving a little stingy with the cup. Acknowledge. Say, I love them. I wish, things had gone better. Maybe I'll leave the door open, but I am working on myself. At least acknowledge it. None of you, nobody is just, I'm out. I'm never going to feel them again, never going to think about them again, I'm done, blah, 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 blah. That behavior is self-sabotaging. Your very rebuild that you want to do, it's making it minor arcana here. Instead, it's the eight of Pentacles, It's, card of the apprentice, the card of the worker, You're doing it, but it's a little bit, off a little bit. It's really the profile here I'm getting, the bottom of the deck. I got future influence coming here, so I can't wait to see that. Is the Page of Cups. There's new love. There's new love coming for you. In fact, you're getting in the way of it by not acknowledging this because you'll carry that resentment onto a date. You won't even realize it, but your date will pick it up if you meet somebody new. Soon as you start talking about that person, they'll bleed into your conversation and you'll start to get angry or something about it. And you might even tear up. Oh God, don't cry on the first date. Oh Jesus Christ. You won't get a second day. Oh my God. That person will go home and tell their friend, oh, they were a crier. Oh my God, man, she cried, dude. You won't even believe this. She's talking about, that kind of thing. Yeah, it is festering here. It's the warning from the universe. The Queen of Swords knows the truth, speaks the truth, is the truth. Your energy is reflecting as potential. This is the key to turning the world, to a cycle ending and a new cycle beginning for you. The Queen of Swords also, not only does she know the truth, speaks the truth, is the truth, she's aware of everything. She's acknowledged everything around her. That's part of truth. Okay? So you got to acknowledge this. The advice is, otherwise it turns into that, and that can lead to fits of anger, moodiness, all kinds of things. Let's shuffle the deck. Let's get some future influence. What's the future influence on this energy? Near future. Near future in tarot, generally I pull 0 to 3 months. Okay, that's pretty standard. Near future influence on this energy, assuming the advice is taken. I don't know if I can say that, because I don't know if all of you are capable of that. Acknowledging. I don't know. I can't say. So I don't know. I'm just going to let the universe give me near future influence for the majority. All right? I think the majority of you get what I'm saying. If you're not even willing to acknowledge that I'm right, that in the back, when you watch these tarot readings, you're just watching Steve because he's entertaining. But boy, when that person's turning around, you get a little twinge in you, right? You got to at least admit that. Admit it to yourself. Acknowledgement is the key to everything. Therapists spend so much time just trying to get people to acknowledge things. Most of the money that people spend on therapists gets eaten up with the therapist just trying to get to the root of the problem and get that person to acknowledge it, because if they don't acknowledge it, there's no way to fix it. There's no way to get past it. All right, here we go. Let's see what we got here. You got to get ahead of your own dirt. What's future influence on this energy, universe? What is it? What is it? Okay. Oh my God. Oh, I love the bottom card. Okay, well, I'll show it to you after. Oh, okay. 5 of Pentacles. Knight of Swords. Don't worry about that. Don't look at that girl and go, oh my God, my future influences. Just wait. That's the bookend for whatever falls here. We don't even know what that means yet. All right? Oh my God. Oh my God. Calm the hell down. See, they're getting good, aren't they? They're getting good. Knight of Swords, Fool. It looks like most of you are moving on from this nonsense. You're listening to me. Acknowledge. All I'm asking you to do is acknowledge it. Once you do that, it's the same as getting ahead of your own dirt, right? Well, I already released the nudie picture, so fuck you. You got no more power, asshole. Now fuck off. That kind of thing. It is. It's acknowledgement. Any therapist watching this knows getting people to acknowledge something. Jesus Christ. Listen, I've given enough advice in my life to know that. Jesus. You have no idea. Look at that. See, you're all worried about this. Oh my God, Steve. Yeah. You know why? You know why I wasn't worried? That's 10 cups. 5 of Pentacles, Knight of Swords, and the Fool lead to 10 cups. It's beautiful. It's nice. 10 cups, book ending the 5 of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck. Crossing the future influence is the Moon. All right? Yeah. It's old Dr. Phil. We're going to rip him off again. You don't know what you don't know. All right? There's so much potential here. There's so much happening. Crossing that would be the 3 of Cups. This is a beautiful card. It's about it's the flow of energy that you want. It's the flow of cups energy that you want by saying, I'm done with this and I'm working on myself. It's all tied to not letting 4 cups become 5 cups. Okay? To not letting it fester and fester and fester. And this is amazing. It's amazing energy. Oh, and by the way, the 3rd card underneath that is the Wheel of Fortune. This is the affecting energy. All right? Wheel of Fortune. This is everything changing. Everything changes. But you don't know what you don't know. So the future influence here, with the moon at the bottom, is the Five of Pentacles out in the cold, crossed by the, or bookending the Ten of Cups, which is emotional fulfillment. This tells me there's new love coming your way, much like that Page of Cups did here, crossing here. This resets to an Ace of Cups, right? The King of Cups here, everything's connected. So again, energies, as I read them, sort of flow and crisscross each other. The King of Cups holds the Ace of Cups. It's that behavior of the lack of acknowledgement that's causing this Five of Pentacles here. And this is bookending the world, which is jamming the world up. A cycle is trying to end and a new cycle is trying to start. It's slowing it down quite a bit. You need to move on from this. If you do, this is acknowledgement. The Knight of Swords is a card of communication. It's a card, he's got one thing to say, right? It's like Paul Revere, I always say, the red coats are coming, the red coats are coming. He knows that. He acknowledged it. Yep, I got one thing to say. He didn't, had he not acknowledged that, he would have taken all sorts of notes on the way and read all sorts of things off. And the red coats who are coming would have been like a secondary message. You know, this is the acknowledgement. That's what this is. It's what the universe is telling you to do. And you do that, and the Fool here. You have to take a real beginner's mind leap of faith. Life is a series of leaps of faith. That will lead you to the Ten of Cups. Okay? It will. The Ten of Cups, it's the tens are the end that lead to new beginnings. This is emotional fulfillment. Absolute emotional fulfillment. It's a happily ever after ending right here. If you approach things for real. In other words, a real leap of faith. You acknowledge the past, let it go, and know that life is a series of leaps of faith. That it's a series of, well, I don't know what I don't know. I don't know what's around the next corner, but I'm going to approach it with emotion. 3 is a very important number in the universe. It's about the flow of water. It's about emotion. It's about getting real with your emotions. And that, in turn, causes a wheel of fortune. The Fool is the linchpin here. It's the secret to everything. It really is. It's the 0 card in the major arcana. It's the beginning of it all. But in order to begin it all, you have to take those leaps of faith in life. Otherwise, you stay stuck. You stay blocked, essentially, with the 7 of Wands. Yeah, you are doing some work on yourself. Yeah, you are. Oh, my God, I didn't even look past the Wheel of Fortune. Look. It's the Ace of Cups. It's what this resets to. It's the overall, it's the crossing energy of the future influence. It's all there. Everything I talked about is here. It's all right here. The Moon, the 3 of Cups, the bottom of the deck, the Wheel of Fortune, and the goddamn Ace of Cups. That's the bottom of the deck right there. I mean, it's off camera a little bit. I'm sorry. There you go. So these are separate. Okay, there you go. So, get real. Okay, acknowledge that you're not out, you're just moving on. And the reason this comes up, and I know there's plenty of you watching going, I am. This isn't about me, I am. This would not have come up if it wasn't in the energy for the majority of the people who fit the profile that I just read. You don't understand. You have to understand that everything is energy. And yeah, okay, we all slip every now and again. Nobody's perfect. You can slip as much as you want. You can say you're out and then fall back on this person and daydream about them and put them in your spank bank if you want. I don't really care. It doesn't matter. As long as you know why you're doing it. Because what happens is if you don't acknowledge that negative energy, that little bit that they're still there, the negative energy feeds itself, and it becomes, you get mad at yourself for thinking about them. In other words, as one way it might manifest. And that puts a negative energy out, and it affects and taints all this work on yourself you're doing and slows the world down from turning. Okay? Slows the whole damn world down. And prevents this Wheel of Fortune from turning very quickly too. Your fortunes are changing if you just take a different approach. The key is to acknowledge. That way, you've already acknowledged, I'm out, but I know I'm always going to be tied to this person. They meant a lot to me. They changed me. They did a lot for me. I'm a new person now because of them. So when they do pop in your mind or in your spank bank, you don't hate yourself afterward for doing it because you already acknowledged that they're still there anyway. And yeah, acknowledge too that they're going to pop in every once in a while, that you're going to feel them. All right? Acknowledge it. Just acknowledge. It's an incredibly powerful thing. God, it's unreal how difficult it is to get people to do that. Understand that everything is energy. And that energy you put out, that one little drop of negative energy will fuck it up. And all you got to do to get rid of that is acknowledge that it's there. A lot of you are not. That's why it's in the energy. There's no acknowledgement here of that. And what's happening is you're creating a block and you're getting it's self-sabotage for sure. It's a false victory. You know, the false victory here of the Five of Swords is sitting on top of the Queen of Swords, basically in the same position. The Queen of Swords. It's like an oxymoron. It's like the Queen of Truth lying to herself. Okay, it's like it's not right. It's not a true Queen of Swords. It's a false Queen of Swords. All right. So acknowledge it. Just acknowledge they're always going to be there. You had a soul recognition. You can't unsee it. Right? Isn't a hypnotist in the world that's going to wipe it out of you because they don't deal with the soul. So it is what it is. And so when you do think about them, it's no big deal. While you're building your life, go ahead and rebuild, have some fun, leave the door open for them. If they come in and they don't suck, fine, but it looks like somebody else is coming in too. And that kind of energy, that kind of flow, that true Queen of Swords sort of flow here changes everything. And again, approaching your rebuild, the bookend here, the Fool and the Eight of Pentacles, approaching this with a beginner's mind, with a leap of faith, you know, it's nice because you've already acknowledged everything from the past. You've already, you know, you've set it aside. So I know a lot of you want to cut this out, this soulmate cycle, and you're done, but you can't cut something out until you've dealt with it. Otherwise, you're just carpet sweeping it. And I am absolutely against that because I understand how energy works. And you can carpet sweep it if you want, but it'll come back and bite you in the ass one day, because even one speck of dust under that carpet is going to grow and grow and grow, and one day someone's just going to leave the door open and it's all going to blow in your face as it piled up underneath there. All right. That's your reading. That's it. I mean, honest to God, the bottom of the deck, the affecting energy here of all this. You know, once the acknowledgement happens, approaching things as the Fool leads to 10 cups. But also, it puts the mystery back in life. You know, that's where a lot of the magic is. Approaching things from the 0 point of the Fool. You don't know what you don't know. You don't know what's around the next bend. That's where all the magic is. That makes you different from the DM side, the runner side, because they like to control everything. That's a person who that's a rigid planner. That's a person who likes to know what everything is and exactly what's going to happen and exactly this and exactly that. Comedy movies have been made about rigid planners. I tell you all the time, just watch Chevy Chase's Vacation movie. He's a rigid planner. He planned the whole trip to Wally World. Everything was planned out, and the whole movie is everything that went wrong along the way. That's why you got to approach life as the Fool and not a rigid planner. All right? And be open with your emotions. That causes that to turn. And it attracts nothing but love your way. All right, that's your reading. If this is you, acknowledge that you're out, but they're always going to be there. It's okay. Just tell yourself. Say it out loud. Say, I don't care. Say it out loud at work, in the grocery store, whatever. People think you're crazy. Who cares? People think I'm crazy all the time. I don't give a fuck. I don't know them. Whatever. That's your reading. I hope it was helpful. The future influence is beautiful. Nothing but good things coming your way. If you like this reading, please like, share, and subscribe. Appreciate all the subscribers, everybody who shares, everybody who watches. And again, this energy wouldn't be here if it wasn't here. If it wasn't here, watch it. All right? That's your reading. Good luck.